I'm watching this video. The rich are done competing with you? I ask that as a question because I don't fully understand, after getting halfway through his video, what he's saying. There's the channel Silent East. In this half that I've watched so far, give me a second. He's pointed out something profound that I didn't even notice until he said it. What the fuck? I just swept. Well, dust bunnies everywhere. Watch his entire video. Think about what he's saying about talking, dialogue, whatever you want to call it, and the context he's putting it in. And then run that in parallel with what happened with George Carlin. Those 5 little words. And how they tried to put him in prison for it. What Silent East is saying perfectly thus far in his video that I've watched has mirrored what happened with George Carlin. It's definitely thought-provoking. Basically, what he's pointing out is this shift in the so-called permission to say whatever. And what we're seeing here since 2020, 2019 has been a repetition of, well, not exact repetition, a smaller totalitarian effort on Alphabet, Google, YouTube's part to stop people talking about things they don't want to be talked about. Things that really needed to be talked about at the time. So this whole freedom of speech business, apparently it's conditional, isn't it? You're free to talk about whatever you want as long as it's what we want you to talk about. And Silent East points out that from the outside it looks like stress control. Another type of control. They get you to vent and then move on with your life and do nothing about the problem. Yeah, I've noticed they people talk, whinge on about shit all the time. I even do it. And nothing ever gets done, and people move on to the next topic next week. That shit started, when did this weekly bitch about something trend start? It's been in the last 15 years. I noted, even back then, when it was going on, when it was starting up, not going on because it's still going on, when it started up, people would just bitch about something for a week and then move on to the next subject, just like what I'd see with news channels. It's the weekly, let's bitch about something, let's dump on this one person because a mistake happened in their life and then move on. Does anybody still remember Ajit Pai and net neutrality? I do. I didn't forget. I bet a lot of you fucking forgot. Because you didn't do shit about it. You just bitched about it. A lot of you with YouTube channels, all you did was bitch about it. Just to feel good about yourself. The psychological equivalent of jerking your dick. Or fingering your pussy. Whatever the fuck it was. No action was taken to change shit. There was no fighting back against it. Ajit Pai was the fall bitch for some sort of telecom company. What was it? AT&T and 3 others to end the internet sovereignty and divvy it up into pieces. And then they sold you a fucking solution to the problem they created. Oh, get your VPN. Yeah, you route all your fucking private information through their servers. And within a month of NordV being out, it got hacked. Oh, no. Don't talk about that. Just all you fuck bitches promote this shit. Here, we'll toss you some of our fucking money we get selling everyone's data. Promote our product. The very instant I see a fucking NordVPN or any type of VPN being shilled out by anyone, I immediately stop watching their video. I will not support it. I will not support your video. And eventually, with enough of you shilling out like a valueless, what's the appropriate word? Give me a minute here. I have to rattle through my mind. No. It's not emotionless, no. Valueless, definitely, but that's not the word I'm looking for. It's the word that indicates that you have morals. Yeah. You morally bankrupt fucking prostitutes on YouTube, shilling out for these companies that are just harvesting people's fucking data and selling it. Every fucking VPN does it. Doesn't matter which one it is. They're all gonna fucking do it. They're all gonna turn over your information to whatever government fucking tells them, well, you have to do this. They don't fucking care. It was never about your freedom. It was about herding you sheeple zombie slaves into a pen. So get the fuck off VPNs. That's the action you need to take. Stop supporting these predatory fucking deviants. And not in the fun way like on DeviantArt. There, I've given you an action to take. Stop promoting bullshit. Now it just depends on you actually following through and having some standards, some credibility, some fucking morality. Stop buying into this solution selling bullshit. Let's see, solution selling and confusopoly. Yep, those are 2 things Jim Sterling coined, as far as I'm aware of. And he's right. They manufacture a fake problem that never existed before, and they sell you a solution to it. Net neutrality was murdered, killed, raped, sodomized, whatever you want to call it, so that they could divvy it up into sections and sell you a fake solution, which just herds you into a pen where they can tag you in the ear like the little sheeple you are. Now, as far as actually saying stuff and it being meaningful, for it to actually fucking be meaningful. All these YouTubers who are in their own little bubble, who never watch other creator content, who never branch out and do more than just make videos because they want to make money. Well, you gotta fucking branch out. I watch, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I watch YouTubers from at least 6 different countries. As far as the diversity of the niche they're in, Yuri Tukman and AVE do a bit of the same type of thing, machining. Well, AVE is doing more vlogs these days than machining, but back a few years ago he did an equal amount of machining too. Those dudes from those 5-minute hobby channels, they branched out, started doing some bits in electronic components. Yeah, they're good to experiment with, but as far as putting them into actual use, those dudes need to branch out and learn themselves and then label their content as just an experiment, an idea, or a toy. Something to play with and work their way up. They've got potential in doing that, but those 5-minute craft videos back a few years ago, then that was just trash. I'm glad they're doing something different. They'll branch out further and they'll keep learning, as slow as they are, but they will. So I'm keeping up with them. They're doing different stuff. They're branching out and learning. It's a slow process for them. They're trying to find a niche that goes through the viral phase and makes them some money. Well, yeah, it's a big fucking circle. Maybe they'll get chased off the stuff they're doing now. Maybe they'll learn more about it and start actually commentating on what they're doing and look back at their older stuff and say, yeah, I had no idea what I was doing there. It was a good experiment. It was good for an idea or a toy, but it's not really viable practicality. Maybe. We can only hope. And try and point it out to them. And for the rest of you, shilling out VPNs, fucking bullshit like Factor, that's nothing but a different version of Hungry Man. It's the same quality. It's trash. It's something you get when you're desperate and you don't have enough money. Only now it's more expensive. Factor is shit, man. Stop. Oh, hey, those of you who actually do give a fuck and want to see things change, yeah, copy the link to this video. Share it with all these fuckers shilling out to VPNs and Factor and fucking Raycon. That stuff is shit. Wireless tech it's only good for your fucking phone. Really. As far as ear pieces, no, wireless is not good for that. Just deal with the fucking wires. Be fucking mindful of your surroundings. It's called situational awareness. You know, develop it. Stop being a fucking mindless sheeple slave zombie. Learn to pay attention to your surroundings and deal with the fucking wires, because it's better than wireless, especially for playing video games. Fucking hell. as far as just echo chambering what the fuck I'm saying, this feel good thing, it's on each and every last fucking one of you watching to share this video and watch Silent East's video too and internalize what he's saying. Really use your fucking empathy and put yourself into that situation. Imagine that you're him as he's describing what he's noticed. Try to sympathize and empathize with what the fuck he's saying, okay? Sympathy and empathy aren't emotions. They're psychological tools to help you expand your consciousness. Even if it is all up here theoretical, you're still expanding your way of thinking. That's another thing all of you can fucking do instead of just mindlessly bitching about shit. Actually see yourself in someone else's shoes, as it were. And don't do it the old Chinese proverb way. If you hate your neighbor, walk a mile in his shoes, and at the end you still hate him. At least you'll still be a mile away from him and you'll also have his shoes. Yeah, don't do that. Put yourself mentally into other people's situations. Give a fuck about your fellow living being, instead of just mindlessly bitching and trying to feel good about yourself. Yeah, it makes you feel like shit trying to give a fuck about somebody, but if you don't have sympathy and empathy, then you become something far worse. It's those of you who don't have any sympathy or empathy at all who wind up becoming serial killers, who wind up becoming rapists, who wind up becoming, well, when you're born as a nepo, what's that fucking thing? Rich bitch, and you have no sympathy or empathy for anyone around you, you become one of these soulless pieces of shit. They're just making up stupid, absurd laws. They're making up all this stupid bullshit that inhibits everyone and causes more stress. And to be quite honest, to be quite blunt and open about it, over 200 to 300 years ago, past that, when the native tribes in these lands you call America, when they had someone who lacked sympathy and empathy, and they saw it, the first thing they would do is sit them down, talk with them, try and get them to take these psychological tools into themselves. They would tell them, imagine how you would feel if you were that one over there and you here, you've done these things to them. Imagine how you would feel if someone did that to you. After so long of this not working, they'd just kill them. No fucking bullshit about putting them in a damn prison, about wasting time and effort on them. Just kill them. And that's what America needs to fucking do with all these pieces of shit in Congress who don't give a fuck about anybody, who've never worked in a fucking McDonald's flipping burger patties, who've never had a fucking mortgage that broke their fucking back working to pay off, they have no way to relate to the common person. So they need sympathy and empathy. They need to be in the common person's shoes before they earn the privilege of leading the common person. And it's not a job. Being a leader is not a fucking job. It's a burden and a responsibility. It's not something you should ever be paid for. Look at the historical proof behind some of these things. Look at the patterns throughout history. All the assholes in power get too full of themselves. They live lives of luxury that their parents set up for them and their parents before them, and so on and so forth. And the commonplace person has no relation to them, no way of relating to them, because the fuckers in charge of everything, they have no sympathy or empathy because they've never been through struggle. They don't know what it's like. They haven't earned the position of power that they're in, or authority that they're exercising mindlessly over everyone else. And when they get bored, they fuck with everyone. Like when Elon got on stage and did this bit. Yeah, they're just fucking with you because they're bored. They have no concept of struggle. They don't fucking know what it's like to spend 30 fucking years working, then to be fired, and still have a fucking mortgage and a car payment. They have no fucking idea what that's like. Elon sent a fucking car into space because either he thought it was fun and he wanted to emulate the fucking scene from Heavy Metal, or because he saw the music video for Test Drive 6 that was made by Fear Factory called Cars. And yeah, that music video, that song was made exclusively for that fucking video game. Either way, this motherfucker has no way of relating to you or me. He hasn't earned what he has. He's a fucking Nepo baby. He's a trust fund Nepo baby. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Technically it's a phrase, trust fund. All these trust fund Nepo babies paying each other money out of their trust funds, going into each other's trust funds, around in a fucking circle jerk bukkake of, we'll just transfer all our money around and we'll never run out. All this bullshit they do. And they hadn't even fucking earned it. I mean, seriously, look back at Bush Jr. Did he ever work a fucking day in his life? Did any bureaucrat or politician in the last 100 years in America ever work a day in their fucking life? Seriously, look it the fuck up. Tell me. Because I haven't seen any proof that they have. Not in the way they act, their behavior, the psychology of them. They have no fucking idea what the commonplace person is going through. And as long as they never have that experience, they will never fucking care. They will never bother developing sympathy or empathy. And look back up at this dude's video paused on my screen here, and I gotta think to myself, how do I turn this around from being a bunch of me jerking off at the mouth and put some actionable fucking advice on it that everyone can fucking do? Well, there's one thing that I've already talked about, imagining what it's like to be the other person. But do you really fucking think for any amount of time that these fuckers with their fucking trust fund Nepo bullshit will ever fucking stop and think? Unless they're forced into it? Unless they're fucking billions and fucking billions. There's a word that should not exist outside of a fucking video game as far as an economic thing is concerned. There should never have been billions to begin with. Now we're up to how many fucking trillions in the deficit? Just last time 20 some odd years ago when I looked at it, 3 trillion. Now it's somewhere around 40 to 50 trillion. That shit got way out of hand way fucking fast. So anyway, all these fucking billionaires, they're never going to understand what it's like to actually fucking work paycheck to paycheck, to merely fucking exist. Unless it's forced on them, because they're never going to willingly volunteer for it. And if one of you fucking does, I will nearly shit a brick. I will be surprised. Because I honestly don't believe for a single split second, not at all, I don't believe it at all, that any of you would willingly put yourself literally into the position of the commonplace citizen and try and develop sympathy and empathy. Well, that's the actionable part. Actually develop some sympathy and empathy. What else? Oh, yeah. As soon as as soon as all these fuckers clean up their bullshit, restore the sovereignty of the internet, stop trying to control it, just let people fucking freely communicate. It's nothing more than a tool like a telephone. People pay for access to it. You should give them what the fuck they're paying for. There's actionable fucking processes to take right there on that too. As soon as these fuckers clean up all their shit, I'll be ecstatically happy to help contribute. As soon as all these bullshit things in the non-United States start going away, all the bullshit, the difference in law between one state and another, that's not unity. That's not united. Unity is just a conjugation of united. It's the same fucking thing in context. United States is not united. It's just a bunch of states in a country that's called North America. It's not united at all. As soon as all these laws that violate everyone's constitutional, civil, and unalienable rights get fucking taken out of existence and erased, I'll be ecstatic to help you all work together to do something proper. So, prove my expectations wrong and actually fucking do it. Yeah, here's the challenge, America. Here's the fucking challenge. Let's actually unite this fucking country. Let's actually prove the words true. United States of America. Let's prove that true for the first time in 300 fucking years. Because all these bullshit laws in these states. They're all different. I've pointed out a few of them before. There's a law in Oklahoma that states a man can't have a woman sitting in his lap unless there's a pillow between them. That applicable even if they're fucking married. Even if they're in the privacy of their own fucking home. That law's still applicable. They can be arrested for that shit. That's a direct and blatant violation of all three mentioned unalienable rights. And the fucking amendments, they're supposed to support those unalienable rights. Same as the fucking Constitution. Same as civil rights. It's all supposed to support what was in the Declaration of Independence. And I don't see that fucking happening. In the state I'm in, Alabama, there's a law. They actually got one guy on that you can't engage in any sexual position other than missionary. Everything else they classify as sodomy. And they gave this dude 40 some odd years. Just because his wife said she raped him, which was fucking retarded. She changed her story 5 fucking times. I saw the damn paperwork myself. And the only thing they could get him on was sodomy. Violation of a state law that is a direct and blatant violation, primarily of the unalienable right to the pursuit of happiness. And I say it, pursuit and attainment of happiness. Until all these bullshit laws get fucking abolished completely, until there's solid across the board homogeneity of all laws in the United States, it's not united. It's just a bunch of states in North America. It's just a bunch of feudal states. At best. Now in New York, I could see spitting on the sidewalk being illegal. Nobody wants to fucking slip in your fucking loogie or step in your fucking chewing gum and after you spit it out on the sidewalk. That's just common fucking sense. People should have more self-control and respect, honor and discipline there. Spitting on the fucking sidewalk. That law shouldn't exist. People should have more self-control, more honor, more discipline, more respect. And that's why a version of military training, not the hardcore one, but a variation of military training should be mandatory for everyone. A very custom-tailored, slow, deliberate, precise training focused on discipline, self-control, respect, honor. That should be given to everyone. It should be mandatory for everyone to undergo at least some basic, rudimentary form of the training that the Marines go through. Not with the yelling, but with someone sitting down with you one-on-one, explaining this shit out, explaining it, the why, all the reasons, all the examples of how it has been necessary, all the failures that led up to it, and all the successes thereafter. That way, later on in life, when they actually do go and choose to jump into a military training, they've got some basic foundation to work on. That way all these fucking outrage of what is it? Cancel culture wouldn't have been a thing. All this outrage bullshit that keeps going on, all these fucking violent protests and all this shit. If everyone has the same core training, then everyone's gonna know, hey, this shit's wrong. We need to sit down and talk about how to fix it. And then after we're done talking, we need to get the fuck up and fix it. It takes ego out of the fucking equation because no one's fucking special. Not even me. No one's fucking all big and bad. Because there's always someone more powerful. No one needs to have their ego inflated because as soon as a gust of wind carries your ass away, you're off in la la land. Or, hell forbid you brush up against a tree and it pops that big old fucking head of yours like a balloon. Everyone needs the same basic training. And that's what parents no longer have the time to do because they're working 3 and 4 fucking jobs for each parent and still falling behind because the assholes in charge want to say, oh, inflation, we have no control over it. Boop, there's the button press. Boop, it's going up more. Boop, we're charging you more. Boop. It's fucking ludicrous. Bullshit. Not Ludacris the rapper, Ludacris the expression of how hilariously fucking retarded it is. As far as combating all this bullshit inflation, if everyone who could and was willing and able had gardens and grew crops to fucking share with everyone and supplied to the markets, and the companies weren't fucking greedy and they all had the same rudimentary training I was talking about earlier for honor, discipline, respect, self-control, that would create a nice feedback loop that would bring things in to the brackets of not control, because control needs to be the individual controlling themselves, not everyone else. It would bring it into a bracket of normalcy, actual normalcy. Well, there's the ideas, there's the actionable things to do. Now, for those of you in the quote-unquote power and authority here, don't do it the wrong fucking way. Don't go after and say, oh, we're doing this and there's nothing you can do about it. Start with volunteers first. Don't go off on this gender politics shit. Leave that the fuck out of it. It needs to be about discipline, honor, respect, self-control, self-reliance, self-maintenance, the application of psychology to the self. It needs to be focused on building people up from the ground that they've been fucking crawling on. What else? Proper diet and nutrition. How to take care of themselves. How to perform basic medical triage on themselves. Small minor surgeries if necessary. Stuff like that. There needs to be some homogeneity between the military disciplines, the self-control, the honor, the discipline, the respect, and common fucking everyday life. Hey, I was whinging on about that before when I was talking about Jason X. Yeah, you'd expect to see in an advanced civilization, which humanity is not at all, a homogeneity blending between basic military discipline and commonplace everyday life. You expect to see that. You expect to see things blending together to where each individual can function even without the presence of a police force or military, that they've been trained, they can take care of their own shit, that they can function without a medic on hand to help them set a fucking break and splint it up. You expect to see that level of homogeneity begin to emerge as a species develops, because you start going and exploring the rest of the planet. You realize, oh yeah, I need to be able to take care of myself. I need medicines, and I need I need to be able to fix myself up if I break something. I need to know what the fuck I'm doing here. And you get out into exploring space, and that becomes even more of a necessity, more of a need. You need to be able to carry your medical equipment and your fucking survival pack with you. And you need it to be something that's easy to get to. You need to be able to function as a smaller group of people instead of a massive group, because in the early days of your exploration, whether it's to the far end of a continent or to the moon and back, you need to be able to take care of yourself and patch up whatever happens. There needs to be homogeneity between the military disciplines, everyday life, medical knowledge, basic nutrition skills, and that's just not fucking happening in America. It's getting worse, not better. People are so fucking retarded. And Generation A, as in assholes in training, do you really want that group to be your next fucking slaves? All you fuckers in positions of wealth, fucking controlling everything. Do you really want those retards as your fucking slaves? They're not gonna fucking do it. They're not. You're gonna wind up with what are you gonna do? You gonna try and build robots to do everything for you? Put the commonplace person out of a fucking job? You're gonna have these intelligence constructs control every damn thing? Put the commonplace person out of a job? Is that what the fuck's gonna happen? Hang on a second. Yeah, just had to make sure it was still recording. All that factory line stuff and mass production shit and the endless fucking output. It's a waste of time, effort, and energy. Certain things should be built as needed. Cars, houses, appliances, electronics, stuff that's not food needs to be built as needed for the purpose it's needed to last as long as possible before being replaced or repaired. But no, we've got planned obsolescence. But no, we've got factories going 24/7, producing just as much pollution, actually more pollution than the common person driving to and from work each day. Oh, and Xbox, Microsoft, you dare have the fucking balls to put a fucking ad on our home tabs saying, save the planet, use less energy. Fuck off. Take that shit down. You've got factories working 24/7, pumping out parts and shit in your planned obsolescence bullshit run to fucking pump out as much shit, shove it onto the market as fast as possible, and then whoop, press a button and turn it off a few years later and start the cycle all over again. All this bullshit. The Industrial Revolution made all this wonderful machinery. But yeah, it doesn't need to run 24/7. It really doesn't. It was a great idea, but now it's time to throttle the fuck back. Actually, it's past time to throttle the fuck back on it. And make things as needed. Make things purposeful and not just to mindlessly pump shit out. As far as the food situation, if everyone that can and will is growing food, and yeah, there's certain things like what is it, water spinach, water celery, or something that came from over east. It grows like a weed. It's extraordinarily nutritious and really tasty, but it grows invasively. So probably until you work out like making a dedicated area for it, it's like cordon off a section, make a man-made lake going into it, make it properly to last a few decades, at least a few centuries. Yeah, Roman concrete, that's a good way to go with it. Cordon it off so that it can only grow a certain amount. Make sure you've got the drainage underneath it so that the stuff that grows on top doesn't go down and go out and to the rest of the waterways, and have a few of those back to back, those spillways. That way you can grow it in a few states here in the North American continent. But you're gonna have to have people, let them volunteer to come in and train them up how to check the system, make sure the stuff isn't escaping and growing wild somewhere. Call in locals who want to help and either sign a fucking thing stating, hey, yeah, they volunteered, they're doing great, yeah, give them a raise at work, some shit like that, or pay them a few extra bucks to come in and help with that manual labor. And don't do it with fucking machines. You're talking about a highly invasive species of plant life that could grow wild. And that's also why you'd have several extra areas to where the drainage from the bottom of one flowed into another, and it sits there a little bit and then drains out into the next one. 3 or 4 of those should be enough to delay the getting out of it into the next one. Then you have to clean it. Hey, but if you're harvesting that particular plant properly and ever so often enough, you won't have that problem. But hey, cordon it all off, do it properly, just for the safety. Now, there's several plants that have been done that way, declared as weeds and a pest, just because they grow so much. Yeah, but they're so edible, and they provide so much more nutrients than the stuff you sell in the store. There's a lot of plants done that way. It's mind-boggling. There was one that was healthier than potatoes, has more of a particular nutrient in it that does cause gas, was used during pretty much both world wars as an emergency fallback food. Then the rich Jewish community said, "Oh, we're never going to eat this again. Fuck this," because they got their noses stuck up. Yeah, whatever. You're not special, okay? So what? The fucking Holocaust. I'm Blackfoot tribal. And my friend, he's more tribal than I am. He's got a lot more tribal heritage than I am, and it shows. People who were here over 200, 300 years ago who haven't fucking complained and whined and bitched about it like the rest of you have. And this is pretty much the first time I'm saying something about it. My ancestors were raped, tortured, raped again, tortured again for months on end. You ever read something called The Trail of Tears? There's a reason it's called that. Well, how about the prelude in Hidalgo, where he fucking carried the orders and they slaughtered the whole village? That was the daily shit back then. You know why all the tribals today still don't fucking say anything about it? Because they know you fuckers are never gonna apologize for the shit that's been done. Because they know it's pointless to say anything. But I'm saying it to point out to you, you're not fucking special. Get your fucking ego out of your fucking head. Get your head out of your fucking ass. Stop thinking that this thing that happened is so fucking tragic, when your American ancestors did far worse to mine. And here I am giving you answers and solutions to implement. Aren't I just the fucking greatest? No, I'm not. I'm just a run-of-the-mill professional idiot. Self-proclaimed professional idiot, by the way. Why the fuck should I take myself seriously? Too seriously at the fucking most. Why should I do that? There's no fun in it. All you fuckers taking yourself seriously, you're number one. Spin on it. And yes, that is a Red Dwarf reference. As for the rest of you, get in my fucking Patreon. I want to get the paperwork filed to get my fucking rights back so I can get a... what was it? Passport. Go to Japan, meet the dude who found out that protein that sets the teeth bit up so that you can grow in your third set of teeth. And I want to get my teeth fixed that way. Because fuck dentures. If you even suggest that, I'm blocking you. And I'm reporting your ass for harassment. Because it's not a fucking joke. Now, if you want a joke, you have my permission. In the comedic spirit. In the realm of comedy, to call me a fucking idiot. And I'll never take that permission away from anybody. Just don't be angry about it. Just jokingly call me a fucking idiot. 'Cause yeah, I do fuck up from time to time. And no, I'm not so arrogant to keep from admitting it. There's no fucking point in it. That's just being dishonest with yourself. So, get in my fucking Patreon. I want to go to Japan and get my teeth fixed by that genius in Japan who found that protein that does the thing with your teeth. Also, speaking of people from Japan, I had an idea of companion planting. After I had that idea of different plants that feed each other's root systems, I found out that a dude in Japan had done that in the 1940s. Or was it the 1840s? I forget which. But yeah, I am a fucking idiot. I came up with an idea that someone else had already came up with. Or maybe that's just how geniuses think alike. Companion planting. That's another thing big agriculture needs. Companion planting. Stop with the machines. Do it by hand. Create more jobs by taking more people in to do it by hand. Stop being greedy and selling shit for absurd prices when 150 years ago, maybe even closer to 200 years ago, what's his name? Writing his book. Fucking going from state to state. Spent 2 pennies. All right, well, it was a single pint. He wanted to buy a pint loaf. I remember this part of the story. He went to a different state, and that same penny bought these 2 huge fucking loaves of bread, and he walked out of the fucking bakery carrying them. Shit used to be dirt fucking cheap back in the day. It's time for us to go back to that and ditch all these fucking machines that require being active 24/7, having so much fucking maintenance on them that it's absurd. Oh yeah, and it's time to take down the fucking absurd budget for the military. Every last single individual needs to have some of that basic training I was talking about. That way later on, you go through an advanced training. Now you start when you're like 3-4 years old. You start with the basics. You sit down, you talk, you explain the why of how to do these things and why to do these things, and train to do these things, exercising self-control. That way later on in school, in public school, you don't have all these bully situations. That way everybody later on in life has all the basic training for honor, discipline, respect, self-control. And you train for sympathy and empathy as well. And to self-maintain. Yeah, I've gone full circle with that one. Man, I've got all these fucking ideas. Hey, you motherfuckers, it's up to you to share the fucking video and then get in my Patreon and support my fucking ass. That's a crying shame right there. It is a crying fucking shame that I don't have what I need to take care of myself. Oh, here's a reason. One of the contributing factors for it. I was burned on the bullshit working till you die nonsense long before YouTube videos came out on it. Long before YouTube was even a fucking thing. I realized really fucking early working a job is pointless. I asked this motherfucker for a promotion because I need fucking extra money. I'm the best fucking worker here. And he just fucking ignored me. Well, what the fuck is up with this shit? Oh, yeah, and that same motherfucker. I was working at a KFC at the time. That same motherfucker came in on Thanksgiving, deep fried 2 fucking turkeys. And we, the ones who were working, had to apologize to all the people coming in to get fucking fried chicken. Because he was deep frying a fucking turkey. These fuckers have no concept of sympathy, empathy, or how they're fucking themselves over. He privately franchised the store. That's when I realized working a job is fucking pointless. Working for these fuckers who don't care, who sabotage their own fucking job, their own fucking store that they own. This is pointless. They don't fucking care. So, I make videos now. And when there's nothing to bitch about, I'll stop bitching about it. Deal? Deal. Fuck you.